Hey guys, I'm going to talk about the mask tool. I don't know, I've done so many videos about masking. Everything is always a mask for me and stenciling, and this actually is something that you can use either with the Artist Paint Tools add-on, or you can use it with the 3D object painting, the texture paint. But the trick is it is only actually usable in the 3D view. It's part of the reason why painting in the 3D view is actually much better than painting in the 2D image editor. Let me go ahead and explain with an example. Here we're going to use the Artist Paint Tools add-on to bring in a canvas. I'm going to go to on my desktop. We'll grab just a canvas blank. Now the image size is 1920 by 1080, but I'd still like to keep a little UV image editor here. Okay, now we're going to press the camera. That brings us into our painting session, and there's nothing going on here. And if we were just to paint, I'll just pick a color and I'll just make a general area this painting. Now I've got something going on here, and I want to show you how the mask tool actually works, because we'd like to go ahead and paint this particular mask almost like you do a layer mask in Photoshop, but this is a little bit different. Now in the tools panel we are going to go to our mask tool. Now it's a whole separate brush, but it's something you need to turn on here. You're actually going to have your strength here as a separate deal. Then what I used to have a problem with was that I didn't know how to paint here. I touch it and it said, oh, missing a stencil, you have to have a stencil image, and it swaps over to where it's actually in the slots. You have this. The mask we've turned on, it's going to use the existing UV map. It's asking for an image. So what I'll do is make a new one and make it the same size as my canvas image, and I'll label it mask so I can make sure which one I'm looking at, and hit OK. Then bring up the mask here so you can see what happens here. What we're going to need to do is actually change our visualization to a color that we can see, and so I'm going to go with a bright purple pink. And if we first start drawing on the mask, you'll see it pop up over here, but you won't see it here, and that's because we need to be in the multi-texture instead of GLSL. Now in multi-texture you can actually see the mask being drawn, and this is cool, but what we need to do is work on what kind of curve we're going to use in the tool. So here in the curve I'm going to choose this straight one. I'm going to turn off pressure and turn it all the way up, and so this way we get something that is more of a solid, because depending on what you want to use it for, you can actually mask with a lot of different values, and you'll get a different kind of masking, very similar to like layer masking in other painting applications like Photoshop. So let me go ahead and show you how that works. Go ahead and turn on the pressure, and I'll very lightly paint a little bit more of a mask over here. Okay, so now we've made our mask. We just have to switch back to our actual painting, and here we've got a pretty good curve. The default, I like to bring it down like that, and I'm going to turn the pressure all the way up, but I'm going to leave it on pressure sensitivity. F to make the brush larger, and you might not see it at first, but what we're going to do is, sorry, we're going to turn off the mask so you can actually see it. Maybe I should pick a different color. Something brighter. And for those of you that like to paint everything, this is much more intuitive for something where you want a definite graded effect. So we'll turn off our masking again and we'll see it. Now I showed you how to find it here in the slots panel and how to set it up there, but what I'd like to also show you is that Spiro 4D, Patrick, he set it up here in the panel. So you have another button which is also found in the slots right here. This one doesn't actually have a notation here, but Patrick felt that it was better to have the text, and it says invert the mask. And so there we would actually do this. And we turn off the masking, and you can see you've got your solid blue inside the mask. You've got your, well, the inversion has given us that. It's very fast, very quick. And it also works with the rotation, as far as I understand. Yep. So you can have the mask on and be working inside your mask, or invert the mask, work outside the mask while you've got it inverted, so that you can make your strokes, so that you can use strokes that are easier for you to paint. Well, anyway, this is a very poor example, but it gives you the idea of what's going on. Reset our rotation, we're back in. Let's see if it does it with the canvas flip. Yep. So this mask tool is very good because it works with and follows all of the translations that we're using here in this part of the panel. And once you're done with it, you can turn it off there, or you can actually handle it from here. So if we were upscale, full in camera, not working with the toolbar, Alt W brings up the pop-up panel, and there you can also turn on and turn off the mask. Very, very cool. Alright, that's pretty much it, except for you need to understand that you can do more than just that. So let's quickly see if we can bring in a different image altogether. So I'm going to go to our image and hit new. Well, actually, let me open up a new image here. So I'm going to go to desktop and grab something that's different. So I'm going to grab, say, well, this one's black and white. We'll just hope it doesn't stretch too bad. We've got it there. Let's go ahead and bring in that picture, and that is our mask. I'm going to reset my image in the background. So there's our mask, and I'm going to pick something more like a yellow. Okay, and I've pretty much taken up all the white area there. Alt W, I'll turn off use stencil, and that's what we got. And that's a pretty cool effect. It's very quick, and that was just with our mask tool. Alright, okay, I hope that's helped out everybody. Remember, this applies to your 3D view only. So when you're working with your UV maps, multiple UV maps with your 3D object, you'll be able to actually paint in an area specifically for a mask, or you can use a previously done map to determine your mask. So you might actually use a baked out cavity mask or something and use that with your mask tool to, well, pretty much just mask it all out. Alright, thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye.